Prediction about human community as to where it is cruising. Human communities are intrinsically created by God so as to face challenges and hurdles so that people would turn to God for assistance and guidance, so a wonderful connection between God's grace and human needs would exist. But the egoistic and unsubmissive passive humans refuse to adapt to the rules, shoulds and shoulds, the musts and must-nots, and decline to carry out the tasks they ought to carry out. The humans want to do apt by themselves so that the credit would go not to the Creator, who is also the owner of this earth and the owner of their live events. They want to go for venturing the deeds without the participation of the Creator. They say, we want to put God respectfully aside, in a clever manner. They don't want to pay attention to God. They claim that there is too little human attention available in their lifestyle, that they rather keep all the attention for themselves, trusting their sex fun activities would have greater joy and intensity if only they are not distracted by thinking about God. They sense a sort of rigidity in cathecting their faculties to shift from sexual concentration to turning to bow and pray God, showing regards and hearty respect. The human community all around the world seems to have lost the track of wisdom of praying God for help and kindness. Instead, the focus is on political decisions which control the economic comforts of the community. To leave the politicians is to lose protection covering by economic offers from politicians. The value is on money, not on divine nearness. People have started losing their thoughts about owing their lifetime to God. People think it is their lives and that they would get more life out of living and more living out of life without having to yearn God, who is the determinant of standard of their lives. The problem capacity of humans have gone so down. They prefer superficial momentous comforts, treating their life as a cheap occasion. Humans don't respect their lives, its creator. The sheepish attitude seems less hassling than enriching to make it a real unique life way. Humans are not submissive and adaptive enough, cultivating simplicity and gratitude towards God. They like pleasures, they want merry ways, yet they want them given voluntarily by God as though God owe them. They believe they are important for having been born and for being, not for doing. God expects them as doers so that they could enjoy sense of achievement. People argue that after all their achievements they have to die and that they would rather not achieve but rather eat and be maintain life days. People resist to be contributors. Often they don't know what to do with negativity in their head and destructive messages conveyed to them during their formative years from resources beyond their control. There is no real personality development to better themselves or to deal with their pestering issues in their head. The world community shows interest to reinforce individuals' predicament rather than facilitating to come up in life. We are not living in a caring or therapeutic community. We don't care in confrontations. We don't get useful feedback that easily. We can expect undermining statements or destructive sayings instead of receiving encouraging pats on our shoulder. The world has turned an extremely unfriendly place to live in. The world is unsafe. We are living a dangerous life, having very little provision for self-pride. The world is too competitive to come across, especially in sex affairs. It is a getting society that we live in. Some people define themselves as humans, some see no need for such definitions, and some define themselves as beasts. The line between animals and humans have become too thin. Tolerance, passion and waiting are rare human qualities allotted for humans, and if devotedly cultivated give rise to tremendous benefits. Humans don't stop and think. The negative conditioned reflexes scripted in their nerves disciplined.